Hello everybody, this is Mateo, and having beat the Elite Four, we are now going to go become the champion. Nice Dragonair statues, I guess. Although they have like spikes on their back or something, I really don't know. Either way, it is time for the final battle with absolutely no music. The best kind of battle! Okay, well, can we go do that then? It's not even beeping either. This is kind of weird. You know what? Yeah. Well then, for whatever reason, the music here is, muted. And... well then, I think I might know why. I really don't know. This is confusing me. Why is there no music? Well, for you guys, there probably will be music because I would have edited it so it would have music in post, but for me there's no music. This is kind of really odd and kind of difficult to commentate over. I have no idea why. Maybe because there is no sound happening other than my own voice, so it's just kind of weird. Well then. So yeah, Lance, starting off with a Gyarados, water flying type, which means hit it with an electric type attack or something. Unfortunately, I did not start with Lantern for whatever reason, so I'm just gonna strength it to death, and surprisingly, he didn't use an item on it, like a Hyper Potion or something, so we were able to get that down pretty quickly. Also, something I've always wondered, why does Gyarados always give so much experience? He has always given a huge amount of experience compared to other Pokemon. It's just really weird. Am I the only one that's noticed that? Is it just me, or what? Like, what makes him so special? I mean, I know he's kind of a tough foe, but he's not too bad. I mean, especially if you have an electric-type Pokemon, he's easy to take down, but, you know, whatever. Anyways, here we have Aerodactyl, a rock-flying type, one of my favorite Pokemon from the first generation. His typing is interesting, although it leaves, him open to a lot of weaknesses. Rock, ice, water, electric, and maybe one or two others. But yeah, he's got quite a bit of weaknesses, but he definitely has the physical power and speed to make up for it. That, and unlike his cousin, I guess you can call it, Archeops, he doesn't have an ability that completely neuters him later on in the fight, which is nice. Man, he's just destroying me. Okay, well now we can get a Surf off, and luckily its defenses aren't that great, so now we should be okay. But seriously though, Archeops is Archeops is a good Pokemon, but Aerodactyl is also good in his own right. So just a note there. I've tried using an Archeops many times, and although he's good early on, once he starts getting hurt, he's just dead weight at that point. So it's kind of annoying. I wonder how Aerodactyl would do without that dead weightness about it later on. Now, here we have Dragonite, level 47 Dragon Flying type. He has quite a few Dragon-type Pokemon, mostly Dragonite and Dragonair. In fact, entirely those two. Unfortunately, I do not have a single Ice type on my team. So, yeah, that's not gonna go over well. We just have to very slowly chip it away with Nightshade or something else. Trying to get everybody... oh, that's a dead Xatu, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, trying to get everybody into this fight, or at least my 5 team members. Fortress probably won't be doing anything, we'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that Xatus is down. Luckily he hasn't been paralyzed or anything like that, but his speed dropped. Unless I heal him or something, which I'm not going to do. Okay, 70% accuracy, hit 2 out of the 3, that seems about right to me. Okay, Ariados, go in and Nightshade him one last time or something, and don't get paralyzed. You instead got Hyper Beamed. That's almost as bad, if not worse. Actually, that didn't do too much. Yeah, Hyper Beam really isn't that great of a move. I mean, when I was younger, we played it up like it was the best move in the entire world because it had like 150 power, and it was so powerful that you had to recharge the next turn, but really it's not that great at all in the slightest, in fact. But, you know, whatever. Actually, funny thing, when I was younger, and this was around when in elementary school, when there were only 3 generations, pretty sure there were only 3 then. No, wait. I think there were only 2, and the 3rd generation was coming up very soon. Another story on that soon, later on, but this story, I actually used to think that there was a type called Hyper type, and as far as I remember, the only Hyper type Pokemon was Lugia, so it was like Hyper Flying, I guess, and the only Hyper type move was Hyper Beam, and I'm guessing the reason I thought that was because I never played Gold, Silver, Crystal. I only collected the trading cards, and in that, I'm pretty sure all occurrences of Lugia were colorless type. I'm pretty sure, I need to go look this up now, but yeah, pretty sure that they were all colorless types, and since they don't have all the types represented in the card game, I thought that Hyper type was a part of the colorless energy, but no, that is not a thing. Lugia Pokemon trading card. Okay, let's see all of the various instances of Lugia up until 2nd gen. Neo Revelation, is this going in terms of like older or newer? I have no idea. If I were to look at the art, I would though. Yeah, Neo Revelation is a really old set, so I guess I never saw that one. But yeah, from all the Lugias that I saw, like the one in Neo Genesis or Aquapolis probably, yeah, Lugia is a normal type in that one, or a colorless energy, I guess, and so I thought that Hyper was just a part of that section. Also, Fortress is doing something, I have no idea what though, because I was looking that up. But yeah, thought that Lugia was a Hyper type, thought that Hyper Beam was the only Hyper attack, and it was basically like normal. It wasn't super effective against anything, but at the same time it wasn't resisted by anything ever, so it was slightly better than normal, I guess. And the reason I thought that, as well as the trading card game, was also in the anime there was the Lugia that kept on launching Hyper Beams all over the place, and, you know, whatever. So, that's that. Now then, my next story, what leads me to believe that 3rd gen, like I was in elementary school before 3rd gen, was the fact that there was this girl in my class, and she had moved from Japan, and you know, being like the stranger and all, she didn't talk too much to us and whatnot. I'm not even entirely sure if she knew English, probably a little bit, but not as much as everybody else, I'm sure. But one day, she had these little stamps, I want to say they were, and on those stamps were a Breloom and a Hariyama. At that point, I had no idea what the heck those were, and it wasn't until later that I saw them and I was like, whoa! Like when I was playing Pokemon Ruby or something. So yeah, it was just kind of an interesting thing. And back then I really wasn't on the internet too much, so I didn't see like Cerebi.net or whatever it might have been putting out the new Pokemon, like pictures of them and whatnot, so they were brand new to me right then, and I had no idea what they were. She had other ones as well, but she gave me the Hariyama and the Breloom because I thought that they were the coolest out of them all. So that's just a thing. I'm going to look up Pokemon Ruby release date, and also try to remember when I was in elementary school. Okay, 2003. I am currently in high school, junior, at 2013, and so that's 10 years. Yeah, 1st grade. You know what? 1st grade was the year that I knew her, or she was around as far as I know. So that fits in pretty well, I think. Yeah, March it was. So I saw those stamps a couple months before the game came out, I believe. So yeah, I knew about Makuhita, or rather Hariyama and Breloom, before the games were released, and it blew my mind. So yeah, with that, not even talking about the battle yet again, we have become the champion. Oh boy. Really odd thing to talk about during the champion battle, the finale, if you will. But, you know, without the music and all, I'm not entirely into it. I'm still weirded out by this. So, yeah, this commentary is a bit eh. Oh well. It's always nice to have the personal stories, I feel, in a Let's Play. It really does make the Let's Play yours. Unlike if you just say, like, oh, this is a Dragonite, it has the moves blank, 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 and blank, and the ability blank. We're going to use this one because blank. And whatever. I mean, anybody can do that, but if you can relate your own stories to the video, like what I did with the Lugia being Hyper-type, and the girl and her stamps, that just made this Let's Play different from anybody else's, because as far as I know, nobody else had an experience like that. So that's one thing that another tip that I kind of want to give out to anybody, because apparently I was giving out tips yesterday as well, or rather a couple days ago, but last video I was giving out a couple of tips. But that's another one. Don't always talk about the game. I mean, go back to it every once in a while and react to it and whatnot, but also give out personal stories relating to the game or the series. So that's just a thing, I guess. And with that, we have been added to the Hall of Fame, and now we get to see all of our super cool Pokémon and Heracross's weird eyes that light up apparently. And yet Lantern's little bauble thingy doesn't light up even though it's meant to, whatever. There is an Ariados, it does a little bit. I'm surprised its legs don't move at all, but you know, whatever. Zatu's just shrugging, he doesn't care. And Meganium, my starter, who really didn't do too much in this Elite Four/Champion battle whatsoever, but you know, whatever. And Fortress, because you know, he was there too, he died for the cause. And then there's me, who just sat back and ordered some commands or whatever. Okay, yes, it is filling up. I shall keep up the good